Okay,
And
so
they're
here we
off,
go.
looks like. Alright. Brood looks like starting a bit late. Might be the stream delay though. Probably the stream delay, in fact.
Yeah,
So
I think it's
Asylum
gonna be
is...
fixed later on.
Yeah, Asylum is pretty simple, pretty straightforward, not much happening here.
Yeah, but if you are using the black fire bombs, you gotta do some sketchy move. I think, I don't know. It was hard for me at the beginning, but nowadays it's pretty easy.
It's pretty tricky to get used to, I suppose, but once you do,
Yeah.
you don't really feel this.
So you run to this pile of rocks and you
Just
do a
start
certain angle
tracking
and
bombs.
chipping moves. Yeah. The thing is that you gotta throw the first bomb pretty fast, otherwise you are gonna be hit by the boss.
Yep.
And if you get hit, you lost like, I don't know, like 2 to 4 seconds. So you gotta be really fast on the first throw.
But then you just spam bombs. Roll on the third one, I believe.
Yeah. And Brood is gonna do the normal Asylum.
Normal short sword fight, which will be a bit slower, but
Yeah, it is slower.
yeah. Well, obviously it's slower.
I know, but I know it is slower. But the thing is that you get the master key, so it doesn't matter because it's a different route. It doesn't.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
You cannot compare them, like saying that one is faster than the other one. But it's okay. So he's gonna do the normal Asylum, as I said. He's gonna pass through the smoke gate and do the jump. One important thing about that jump is that he does a double hit because he do a jump attack, and what happens is that he hits the boss once and then the jump attack triggers, so he gets a second attack and deals a bit more damage.
Yeah. Just the tiniest of optimizations for Asylum. Probably saves like a hit or two.
Yeah, I think it saves 2 hits or 1 R2.
Yep.
Now both are gonna hit to the merchant. Brood is gonna talk to the merchant, and he's not gonna kill him. And Lucida is gonna throw some bombs to the merchant.
Yep. One of the, I believe, one of the oldest tricks in the game is the merchant snipe with fire bombs.
So Lucida does that because he needs the key from the merchant, and it's a waste of time to go there and get it. And actually, you don't waste the small amount of souls you have.
Yeah. And Lucida quit out there to avoid the dragon, the stagger from the dragon.
Then he performs a jump from that staircase. It's called the Underberg skip. Second method, I think.
And getting the mail breaker, which is part of the route's name.
Yeah, what we saw there, he picked up the mail breaker, which is it's like a kind of a Estek sword. And
well, it is a thrusting sword.
Oh yeah, sorry, a thrusting sword.
He's gonna be using it for a glitch. We'll explain when it happens, I suppose.
Yeah, what we like about that weapon is the moveset. So later on, when he performs the trick, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, the moveset and the weight are both very nice. It is the lightest thrusting sword in the game.
Yeah, and it's in the same way to get the. How's that mage called?
Griggs.
Griggs. Because Lucida has to talk to Griggs because he needs some spells and a ring. So the only way to do that is getting the key from the merchant and opening the door of the Griggs.
Looks like Brood missed a couple hits on Taurus, but it worked out in the end. He didn't die, didn't take damage. It's fine. Everything's fine. Obviously using the gold fine resin he picked up earlier in the chest to fight turrets, do massive damage for that part of the game.
It's
Which I'm
pretty
not
OP.
upgraded with. Unfortunately, it really falls off later game, so it's only really useful up until gargoyles, I'd say.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be using the second of his 3 resins to cut the Drake's tail here. 3 hits, which gives him the Drake Surge. The Drake Surge will be another weapon that's very useful early on. It does quite a lot of damage, but doesn't scale, so you wanna switch off it pretty soon. Which he will do after Golem, I believe.
Well, you might use the pine resin to kill Idol Golem as well. No, some strange routes, but
Yeah, but most routes use the Drake Surge.
or a pike, I think. No, it's not a pike. It's another weapon you upgrade to +2. I don't know. It's 90% worth, I think.
I know Karen 90% uses the Bastard Sword, I believe, or if you don't get enough souls, then either the Battle Axe or the War Pick. I'm not quite sure.
Okay, so no, what we're gonna see on Brute's screen, he's gonna perform the Sengate skip. So do you wanna explain that?
Yeah, sure. So what he does there is he baits a hollow into the stairway, and then parries him and riposts, which the ripost freezes your character position, but your model moves slightly as you do the ripost. So he positioned himself just in a place where doing the ripost will clip his character model out of the sort of bridge area past that pillar and outside, and he moved his character into a death cam trigger. What a death cam is when you're falling off a ledge that would normally kill you, there's 2 triggers there basically. One up above, which triggers the death cam, which gives you the sort of up above camera, and the other is the kill box. So he only touched one of them, but not the other, which also made the area unload for the most part. There's some collision left, some isn't. Miyazaki magic. And that made the Sen's Gate unload, so he could just walk over there, walk into Sen's Fortress without killing Quelite, and yeah, quit out to reset everything. And now he's in Sen's, way early.
Well, actually, he didn't even kill the gargoyles, so...
Oh, that's right. So
No.
none of the bells run,
none of the bells.
yet he's still in Sen's. What a cheater.
This skip is pretty good because allows you to get the Dragon Tooth pretty early on. So later on, when you kill the gargoyles and the lights, a pretty straightforward fight.
Yep. You don't need to do another trip around for down to Blighttown because you get the Lord Vessel early, so you can just warp there.
Yeah.
And he's not right. He's not. He doesn't have our TSR.
Lucida is taking a different route and he's killing the gargoyles first.
Yep, he's using the moveset glitch, which would you like to explain?
So what happens here is that in Dark Souls you are not allowed to use any. You can use any weapon in the offhand, in the left hand, not two-handed. But you are allowed to hand a bow in the left hand. But the thing is that the bow doesn't have any running attack, neither a rolling attack or backstep attack. So what you do is you perform jump, you run and then you jump, and while you're jumping, you two-hand the bow. You swap it to another weapon while you perform something called a Q, action Q. So while you set up the queue of two-handing the bow, you switch up to another weapon. And what happens is that you two-hand a weapon in your left hand, but the game doesn't know what to do with a running attack, so it changes it with the running attack of the left-handed weapon, which is a a mail breaker or a headstock in Hood's case, which have a pretty awesome running attack, which makes all bosses fight pretty easy.
So Brood failing the moves up here. This trick is pretty precise, especially for newer players. Not calling Brood a newer player, obviously.
The thing about this glitch is that you have to do it pretty precise. Like if you do it a bit faster, you get a hit animation.
Yep, the two-handing of the bow Q moves over to the weapon, so you just swing it. Or if you do it too late, then it just unequips the bow that was already two-handed, I believe. So,
Okay,
it's a pretty small window. Brood making the Iron Golem fall, pretty standard strategy.
Okay, well, so yeah, that's a pretty standard strategy. What we saw, he hit him in the legs in certain moments, so he was standing like in the side of the, I don't know how to say that, but standing in a way that if he drops from the backwards, he drops from the ledge and gets insta-killed. Otherwise, he will only drop to the floor and it will take like, I don't know, 20 seconds to get killed. Because as you say in Brute's Root, he is not using RTS, a Red Tearstone Ring yet, because he didn't got it in the Dark Root Basin.
The Valley of Drakes, yeah.
Yeah, on the Valley of Drakes.
Which you can see Lucida doing right now. He is going for the Red Tearstone Ring. Which
this ring
substantially a bit broken.
Yeah,
increases your damage by a ton. If you're at below 20% HP, I believe. Which most of these players can do most of the fights no problem without getting hit. So it's just free damage. And obviously more damage means the bosses take less time, less opportunity for them to do something silly. Brood going for the Nemo Rafters and actually getting it, dang.
Yeah,
One
otherwise
second
he
time
will have to do a beat out.
Yep.
Okay, so now Lucida is doing his own Sun Gate skill.
Yeah. As you can see, Lucida also on the way to Artesia got the Grasskers shield, which helps regen stamina quicker. I believe it saves around a second for every minute of running.
Right.
Which, for an hour-long run, that's not too bad.
No, it's not that bad, but I think it's like 1 second if you're really efficient with the stamina management.
Yeah, which stamina management obviously being a very important part of the game.
Yeah.
So Brood is taking the Guinevere bonfire. The gargoyle is getting really close. He's gonna quit out. So Brood is going to be abusing the, I believe, single elevator that works differently from any other one. Most elevators, after they start moving, basically, you can quit out and they'll be at their other position, except this one. This one needs to fully finish its movement to actually update its position. So what he's going to be doing is triggering the elevator, then jumping off early and quitting out before it finishes its rotation, which will put it back in its previous position, which will save some time later.
Well, the quit outs in these games are really awesome.
They're really broken.
Yeah, the thing is that in this game you're not allowed to save in any location or like specific moments because the game saves like constantly. So every time you quit out, it's forced to save in the position. It allows you to perform a lot of tricks.
Yep.
So later on, probably we're gonna see the fall quit out glitch, which is pretty broken as well.
Yeah, it's one of the most basic quit out exploits.
Yeah.
So Brood is coming up to one of the more infamous parts of the game, the archers, the Anorlando archers.
Yeah.
Everyone struggled with them on their first playthrough.
Well, and those like electric gargoyles that throw spears.
Oh yeah, those spears are not nice.
Bad. Okay, as Raiden said before, as you can see, Lucida is in pretty low health, but he's like shining. That's because of the Red Tearstone ring he got before. And while he's shining, his damage is enhanced. I don't know how to,
It's basically doubled.
yeah, it's basically double.
And we're gonna see a much nicer fight on Lucida's side because he has the extra damage. Thankfully, Brood's fight with Golem went quite well. This is on PC, NES Master.
So Brood is taking the bonfire before the boss fight, which is something I recommend in any race. This only takes like, I don't know, 4 to 6 seconds.
Probably
It
around
could
10
save,
seconds.
like,
But
it
it's
could
gonna
save,
save him time on the Dragon Tooth pickup. I believe he can go out of there, and that's faster if you take the bonfire.
I think that maybe you can save a little bit there, but it's not because of that. It's because if you fail to kill, so to the boss fight, and you die, the previous bonfire is pretty far away, so you lose like, I don't know, 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. I don't know.
Yes, in this game, dying is very costly.
Yeah, so you take that pitchy bonfire, and if you die, you can do a really small run back.
Yeah, but ideally we won't see either of these runners die to ONS.
Yeah, because ONS is like the most killed boss. I don't know if it's the most killed, but I think it is. Because for all routes you need the vessel.
Yeah. It's most definitely the most hated boss.
So we explained it before the movesword glitch, and now you're gonna see like its full potential with the Dragon Tooth.
Yeah. Dragon Tooth being a very strong weapon, but it's very slow. Which Musou fixes by just applying the Rapier moveset to the huge club.
Whoa, Lucida got hit by a knife on the left.
Oh no. Gonna heal, that's smart. Yeah, the rafters can be a bit dangerous.
Yeah, because those painted world guardians are assholes. They do some vacuum backstab like that.
Oh, that's really unfortunate for Lucida.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if they decide to just, backstab you, you can't really do much about it.
Yeah.
Especially, I didn't see, but I was probably a plunging attack from the Guardian, which does the full plunge attack damage, and then
he jumped
and then the
on his
backstab.
back and did the backstab.
Yeah. So that does the full plunging attack damage and then the backstab damage. No matter, he can't get enough health early on. So now Lucida has to do Sense Gate skip all over again, run through all of Sense and all of Anorlando.
Yeah. So as you saw on Brute's fight, once you kill Arnstein in this fight, it turns pretty. I don't want to say pretty easy, but it turns easier because if you time it well, you might kill Smoke, staggering him with each running attacks.
Yeah, you really shouldn't die in the fight after.
Yeah, you shouldn't. That's
technically shouldn't, but you know, Smo is Smo. He can do Smo things. But ideally, you infinitely stagger him until he dies.
There's something really bad about what happened to Lucida is that he didn't take any bonfire after killing the Iron Golem, so he had to do a really long run back. He had to perform the Sengate skip again, do the Sense Fortress again, and then run through Anorlando again to the rafters.
So Brood is doing part of the ESM glitch now. He is going to be buying 999 pikes in one to cram his inventory.
He performed a quantity storage glitch. It's not quantity storage, but it's something with quantities.
Well, it is quantity storage.
It is quantity storage.
He bought 999 arrows and then viewed the prompt to drop those items, and then abused some text box shenanigans to basically use that number to buy pikes, and he bought 999 pikes in one.
What's important is that he sees 999 arrows in that prompt, and that's what it breaks the game.
Yep, you'll see more of this glitch later on for some much sillier things.
Okay, but he decided to multiply the pikes to buy 999 to perform
overload.
the glitch. Yeah, to overload his inventory, which is a leftover from the previous game called Demon Souls. So in Demon Souls, you have like your inventory have like a specific amount of space to for items, and when they did the Dark Souls, they decided to make it like endless. But what happened is that the only thing they did was to change the number and made it like a huge number. So
they just set it to 10,000 and decided not to bother because who'd get 10,000 inventory weight, right? Speedrunners would. Speedrunners would. Brood, by the way, move swapping the pike for a fight. That was interesting. He didn't menu correctly, so
yeah, he forgot to
change the order of the pike to the dragon tooth.
So to perform the move swap, you need to put the weapon you wanna swap the bow, upper the bow or lower from the bow. So if you put any other weapon there, it's gonna move swap another thing.
It's gonna be messy.
Yeah, and what happened there is that he move swapped the pikes, and he has like he didn't buy. He did buy 999 pikes, but it's not like he has 999 pikes in his inventory. He has one pike with the weight of 999 pikes. So
yeah, unfortunately,
if he put his on his weapon slot, he cannot move because he's like pretty overweight.
Yep. So the pike normally weighs 10 units compared to the dragon tooth, which weighs like 18. But since he has 1,000 pikes, that's 10,000 weight. So his inventory, equipping that pike would get him to slow walk, obviously. It's very heavy. And unfortunately, the weight is the only thing that stacks. So no 1,000 times damage on a weapon.
Yeah.
Although that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, but you will have problems with the weight anyway, so.
Yeah.
So
Lucida on the rafters again.
So what we saw in Brute's screen, he opened a gate, which is the one I said early on with the master key. Now he's hitting to kill Pelag.
Yep.
But he's gonna take a little detour to pick up a dragon skill. Which is a necessary thing to upgrade the dragon tooth.
I'm not sure he actually picks up the skill here. Does he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
unless he's doing Moosdraker's route, but I don't think he's doing, so he's gonna pick it up.
Yeah. So the tiniest of optimizations here. Setting up that bonfire, and then he's gonna be boning back after picking up the scale.
Because he already killed all ONS, so he can warp to different bonfires.
Yep, so resting there is not detrimental at all.
Normally, you shouldn't be here being able to warp, because to kill ONS, you gotta kill Collect first, so it's a bit weird, but this is a speed one, so no one cares.
Yep, the sun's gates get repeated before it allows him to do this. And Lucida successfully making it past rafters onto the Gwendolyn bonfire now. Or sorry, no, I was correct, Gwendolyn. Guinevere is the lady.
Yeah, Guinevere is the lady, the huge lady.
It looks like he's going to be doing the same elevator exploit as Brood.
So now Brood is about to face Qualad.
Yep.
And it's gonna be an easy fight, I think, because he's already using the Dragon Tooth.
Yep, even without the Red Tearstone Ring, this fight shouldn't be any problem.
Yeah,
for an experienced runner like Brood.
Sometimes shit happens in this fight. You might get caged by the spider lady, and an explosion after that.
Can't say that hasn't happened to me before.
Yeah, I can't say that. I think it happened to all runners.
And Lucida making his way through the archers. Once again, one of the most hated areas by casual players. But we're no casuals here. This should be any problem, right?
Yeah, it's a really hard area. I think in Orlando it's a hard area in general.
It's definitely the area that you realize this game is no joke.
Yeah, because it's crowded by those silver knights. They're like no easy enemies. It's like or silver knights or those huge knights. I don't know the name of those enemies.
The sentinels.
Yeah, the sentinels.
Yes, from Lucida unfortunately died on rafters in Orlando and had to make it all the way back through since.
Okay, so what we saw pretty early on, Brute bought a endless, bottomless box, sorry, and that's that item is used to perform something called. It's the same as before. It's like quantity storage, but the difference between this and the other one is that you can multiply the items inside your bottomless box. In this case, he's gonna perform it for the dragon scale,
and
the fire bombs, and I forgot the name of this. No. I think he bought those green herbs that like
blossoms.
Yeah, the blossoms. Sorry. So he should perform it for the blossoms as well.
So by storing an item in the bottomless box and then selling more of it than you have, you can actually underflow the value in the storage box. So it tries to give you negative items, which it can't. So it just puts it at the highest possible number, which is 99. So he's gonna get 99 dragon scales, bombs, and blossoms, I believe.
Something nice about that glitch is that it allows you to sell 999 souls of Golag, and with that you have actually like infinite souls to do whatever you want.
As you can see, he has 10 million souls right now because he sold the soul of Golag 999 times.
Well, as you can see, the Lucida's ONS fight was much faster, and that's because he used the red Tearstone ring. One bad thing about this about this ring is that if you get hit by an enemy, you die instantly. And sometimes it's a bit difficult because ONS are 2 bosses, and you are mid-rolling.
Yeah. It's tough. So Brood over-leveling a lot here. With his 10 million souls, he's spending them wisely. He also upgraded the Dragon Tooth to +5, which is the maximum upgrade you can have on that weapon. And now he's heading to Ceaseless to absolutely destroy him.
You may think, why, if he has like infinite souls, why didn't he level up strength to 99 or maximum? And the reason because of that is it's not necessary, because it's not gonna change a lot. He's not like wanna one hit KO any boss because of that. So I think 56 is the optimum value.
Around there, yep. Last standing, he has so many souls because he used the quantity storage glitch to sell 999 souls of Golag to Franked at once. And yeah.
Lucida is now doing the Windling fight, which is
pure skill, no RNG.
Yeah, it's pure skill, no RNG, but sometimes you might get trolled by that boss, because as you saw there, the boss fires some bolts and a spell that goes through the walls, and sometimes he might do that every time and never shoot the arrow, which is the spell you need him to cast so you can kill him faster. Because you may hit him while he's shooting the other spells, but you may only hit him once, and if you wait till he shoots the arrows, you might hit him twice and kill him with one cycle.
Yep. So Brood is about to perform the Fire Sage elevator clip, which involves him positioning himself very carefully and then quitting out a bunch because the actual elevator between Demon Ruins and Kolag's domain is bound to the Demon Ruins area, while everything else is at Kolag's domain. So the elevator loads slightly slower, and in addition to that, whenever you quit out, your character moves slightly backwards, and that's enough to just clip through the elevator down to Fire Sage. Thankfully, he is the same boss as Asylum Demon, which has a plunge attack animation, so you can cancel out all the damage by doing plunge. And since the boss's AI activates at the fog gate, Fire Sage just doesn't have an AI because he dropped from the top and didn't come through the fog gate. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
Lucida is.
that's a pretty awesome scheme because uh, before they discovered that scheme, the previous one was really difficult compared to this one.
Yes, and doing this skip makes it not necessary to put down the Lord Vessel, place the Lord Vessel early on up front or Kath, whichever, because dropping down to Fire Sage actually skips the Yellow Fog Gate, and there are no Yellow Fog Gates later on in the Isolith, because why wouldn't they? You only need one, right? And so yeah, they do the entire Bed of Chaos segment without placing down the Lord Vessel.
No, he could place it because he already killed ONS and he has vessel, the Lord vessels in his inventory. But anyway, it's still faster to skip that.
Yeah. Well, I believe he placed the Lord Vessel anyways to do quantity surge shenanigans.
Yeah, he did. He did it.
At front, yeah. And now the best area in the game.
And one important thing about doing this in this route, killing the bosses in this order, is to pick up a ring, because it's the first ring you can pick up without being the fat ring, which is it's not. You cannot use it to do the glitch, the ESM glitch. So you need a normal ring. The thing about fat ring is when you unequip him, the ring, it breaks and disappears. You need a ring that doesn't do that.
Yep. It's the one ring that's on the way and one ring that isn't useful. So Brute has to do Isil first. Do the glitch. Meanwhile, Lucida just making his way through Painted World. This is where the elevator exploit we mentioned earlier comes into play, because he just warped the Gwendolyn bonfire, killed Gwendolyn, and then ran straight up to the Painted World. If he didn't do the elevator exploit, he'd have to wait for the elevator to come down.
Yeah, which is a waste of time. I don't know, like maybe 10 seconds, I guess.
I'm pretty sure that's longer.
No.
But I'm not sure.
So in Brute's room, what you see there is like he's like chasing objects for his glitch. First he did the storage, quantity storage with the pikes. Now he's getting the ring. After that he's getting the how do you say that? The consumable?
What? You mean the red sign soapstone?
Yeah, but the category of those items. Some items that you consume.
Yes.
Yeah, consumable. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so he's going to be abusing the fact that some items have the same IDs, like the red tearstone ring and the red sign soapstone. So by using the ESM glitch, the equipment slot manipulation, sorry, he's able to put a consumable into a ring slot, and since the red sign soapstone has the same ID as the red tearstone ring, the game doesn't bother to realize, oh hey, this is the consumable. No, it has the right ID, so it must be the ring.
Yeah, so he keeps the attributes of the ring.
Yep. He'll get the effect without
we
actually having the ring.
okay, what we saw in Boot's stream, and I was want to talk about Lucida's stream first. But what we saw there in Boot's stream, he performed a trick called Toki Bombs, which is pretty awesome. That allows you to kill the Bed of Chaos in I don't know, like 40 seconds instead of
Instead
a
of
lot of
going
time.
the long way around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with all the folding floors. Awful, awful fight. Thankfully, you
Yeah.
just make it super easy.
So the trick to do it, you might aim to a certain point and throw a bomb, then aim to another certain point, throw a bomb, and roll
And
all the
bam.
way into that ugly boss.
Yep.
Okay, so what Lucida did in his fight against Priscilla, he shot an arrow to the boss because when you engage with the boss, she turns invisible and it's pretty annoying to kill her because if she doesn't steps on the snow, you are unable to see her. But if you shot the arrow first, she is like marked, and you might see her.
Yeah, you can see the arrow sticking out of her body, even though she is invisible, the arrow stays. So you can just see her.
The only bad thing about that is that you have to perform a move swap glitch in the boss fight, and if you fail it, you might get hit or I don't know.
Yep. And if you get hit in RTSR range, obviously you just kind of die.
Instantly die.
Yep. So Brood is doing the Stray Demon still without RTSR, because he will be getting the Soapstone in Painted World.
Yeah. So Stray Demon is a boss need to be killed in this route, but he's doing it right now because he needs the strange tool. No, it's not a strange tool. It's
Peculiar Doll, I believe.
peculiar tool to enter the Painted World, which is still necessary to complete the all bosses because you need to kill Priscilla.
Obviously, she's a boss.
Yeah.
You need to kill all bosses. That's why the category is named All Bosses. Who knew?
Okay, so what Lucida did there, he performed a drop to the bridge. Before that, he equipped some items to wait a bit more, so he takes more damage. Because in this game, when you get full damage, it doesn't. It's not made because of it's a percentage damage. It doesn't matter the amount of health you get.
Well, there's two falls in this game. There's a lethal fall and a non-lethal fall. A lethal fall will kill you no matter what, with exceptions.
Yeah.
And a non-lethal fall deals damage, percentage damage based on your max health, your weight, and the distance. So by weighing himself down intentionally, he's gonna take more damage on the bridge and set up the red tearstone ring.
So he can kill the Hydra, which is not a boss, a proper boss. But he has to kill him anyway.
To access the DLC. One of the steps to the DLC puzzle.
Which is a pretty intuitive thing. I laughed a lot when I don't know who was the one who explained it, the way to get through the DLC. And said like, this is the most intuitive thing.
Yeah, it's very intuitive. You know, just kill this random enemy, walk all the way over to a place that there's nothing there, reload your game, there's suddenly a golem there, kill it, an NPC spawns, talk to that NPC, then go all the way to the other end of the map, kill another random enemy, suddenly you get a key, come back to the first place, and suddenly there's a portal. Yeah, that's masterful game design. Masterful.
Yeah, so if you do everything in that order, you may enter to the DLC.
Yep. But good luck figuring that out on your own.
Yeah, it's really random thing.
It's so Lucida looks like he's running over to Sif now, which ideally should be a pretty quick fight.
Something we haven't talked about it's something called the plunge. It's not the plunge glitch.
Oh, yeah.
I might call it the plunge glitch. I don't know the proper name of the glitch, but as you saw in the before the fight, Tuida in Lucida's screen, he did a jump attack to a weird ledge, and he didn't receive any lethal damage from that drop. Actually, he should have received a lethal damage, but because he cast the full control and he did the other glitch, he received no damage.
Yep. For some reason, the stand-up animation just negates all full damage. We may never know why it does that, but it does.
Well,
so Brood trying to get the soapstone, getting hit, but looks like it's fine.
before
Trying to use the soapstone, you're not playing multiplayer, silly. Sorry. Okay.
Oh,
That's he bounced off the top of one of the crows.
One of the crows. He took lethal damage from the height.
Yep. Lucida died in Orlando.
Okay, so
Brood died in Painted World.
So what Brood did there in that running attack animation, he did the ESM glitch. So it's a really weird glitch, but it allows you to put something from like another category, like I don't know, like a I can't say that word, but that, or I don't know, like maybe a helm or some leggings into another slot. So what he did there, he put the red tearstone soap. No, it's not that. It's not the name. How is it called? Is that soap?
The red sign soapstone.
Yeah, the red sign soapstone into as a ring. He kept it as a ring, and now he has the red tears.
Yep. The Painted World locks your spawn location, so even if you die, you don't go to the previous bonfire, you go to the beginning of the Painted World. The only way to leave is through the Priscilla arena, I suppose.
Another amazing thing about duping Quelaag's souls and putting into level up, now Brood has a lot of endurance, so he can run with he can lightweight with the. I mean, like he can light roll, even using the dragon tooth.
Yeah.
But if you see Lucida's screen, he's still mid-rolling because he doesn't have enough endurance to fast roll. But one thing about his route is he later on he can keep the Fap ring. The things that he has to keep the Abyss ring. I don't know the proper name, but when you kill Sith, you get a ring, and that ring allows you to go to the Abyss to kill 4 kings. So
yeah, we haven't mentioned, but Lucida did a skip called Seal Skip, which you basically run and jumped over into some water, which for some reason just doesn't have a kill box, and perform the full control quit out, which means he cast full control, and then the moment he died on the ground, he quit out, and that didn't kill him because he cast full control, because the actual health loss from a lethal fall is delayed when you cast full control. But the game saved his last stable position down there, so he could just reload and be at the bottom. So he effectively skipped collecting the seal key from Ingwer and lowering the water.
Because of the fall control, the game first checks if it kills you or not because of the height, and after that it does the damage. So you might quit out while he's checking.
Yep. And he also got 2 kings in the 4 kings fight, because you can actually damage the main health bar of the 4 kings after one of the kings is dead. Their hitbox lingers for a little bit, and that's enough to only fight 2 of the 4 kings, because his damage is massive at that point with the Dragon Tooth double hit and Red Tearstone.
two important things that happened in this moment is that Lucida now is able to equip the Fab Ring, so now he has enough endurance to fast roll with the Dragon Tooth equipped on. And the other thing is that, as you saw there, he didn't sleep on the Lord's Vessel's bonfire. He just went back to the forest. The reason behind that is that in this game you're able to warp between some specific bonfires, and that one it's not a specific. It's not one of the specific bonfires that you are allowed to warp. So you might want to save it as much as possible because there are a lot of boss near that bonfire. So what we do there is that you always go back to that bonfire and you warp from there.
Yep. Brood not going for the manly punch. So the sort of full damage cancel that you saw Lucida do with full control, you can actually do it without by using a weapon that has, well, without full control. The plunge thing. You can use a heavy enough weapon that has a slow, like, stand-up animation, basically. A slow recovery from a plunge. And then as you're approaching the ground, roll mid-air, which you just iframe through the full damage because Miyazaki magic. And you can do that, but it's risky. So
yeah, the thing is that with full control, it's pretty secure to get the glitch, but without it, you might fail it and to last a lot of time. So that's why he did the proper way, going down the ladder.
So as you could see, he killed Hydra, killed the Golden Golem, talked to Dusk, which is the NPC that spawns there, and now he's on his way to Sif.
And one amazing... okay, so Lucida, it's about to perform something called the I forgot the name, the Duke Skip, which is, I think, the longest skip of the game, because in your normal playthrough the game, you gotta go up that elevator and go through that, I don't know, like crystal tunnel. And when you reach the end, you fight. You don't fight, but you encounter the Sith boss, which is one of the four like big bosses. And the main problem with that fight is that you're unable to even do damage to him. You cannot kill. You cannot do anything to him besides like losing to him. And one bad thing about that is that you like most of the times you get cursed because of that. And if you get cursed, like all your stats are lowered. Like
well, your HP is lowered.
It's halved, so it's really bad. And you go to a jail in another part of the map, and you got to break from there, and it takes a lot of time.
It takes like 5 minutes.
Yeah. So what you do is a Duke Skip. It's to jump on the side of the elevator and then jump like to the. What's the name of the?
You jump on the railing of the elevator.
Yeah, the railing.
And roll down to one of the platforms. And Lucida performing a full control quit out onto an invisible ledge to skip most of the crystal caves, and now he's on his way to sea, which should be pretty easy. He's going to possibly get a clam. We don't know that. Let's hope for no commentator scares.
Yeah, one bad thing about this fight is that you might have some clams in your boss fight, which is the worst thing that can happen in this fight.
The fight doesn't have a fog gate, as you can see, so any enemy can just wander over, and when you start the fight, that's when the fog gate appears, but you know, they can get in there before the actual fog gate happens.
Okay, so what happens here is that you are able to kill Sith because you can kill the primordial crystal, which is the thing that he threw the bomb. So when you kill that crystal, you now are able to deal damage to the boss. So this is like the real fight.
Yep, and the sort of core of Sith, like his heart, takes more damage. So obviously you wanna attack that. But actually, the Dragon Tooth with the Rapier running attack is too long. So if you hit him straight on in the core, you actually hit his back tail and do normal damage. So what you saw Lucida do is sort of angle himself along the core and only hit it very slightly so that he deals the extra damage. And so Brood is now coming up to the Duke skip. Lucida just on Butterfly, which is a pretty easy boss. You just fire some.
One thing I forgot to mention is that when you kill the Hydra, he gives you a ring, which is pretty awesome because the ring, what it does is it halves your HP, but it gives you double usage of spells. But actually, we use it because we want to be halved because it's easier to get into Red Tuesday ring range. So it's really awesome.
It's really good for speedrunners to just set up the RTSR.
As you can see now in Lucida's screen, he's wearing the ring, so his health bar is halved, and now he's gonna get in range of the ring, of the Red Tuesday ring.
So he won't need to equip the extra armor and weapons, because he won't need the extra weight, because he will just have less HP.
As you saw in Brute's screen, he didn't have to hit the hollow there, and that's because when he performed the jump, I think that he landed on the railing. So if you do that, you don't have to hit the hollow. But if you land on another place, not the railing, you triggers the aggro, I think.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds correct.
Yeah, so
Lucida actually not setting up our TSR. Looks like he's going to be fighting the Broodian without it.
Which is okay because it still gets staggered.
Yeah, it doesn't lose that much time.
Yeah, so normally in this route you might want to fight this boss in Red Tuesday ring range, but since he already died once, I don't think he wants to lose more time, and sometimes this boss might troll you.
Yeah, Brood not going for the manly drop. I'm ashamed. Disappointed. Ooh, Lucida failing the move swap.
He did it too fast.
Yeah, you could see the swing animation. But it's okay, he did it second try.
Well, Lucida took that safety bonfire, which normally you don't get.
Ooh. That was interesting. Okay. So looks like it'll be 3 running attacks for Guardian. And he's
throwing him.
he's very confused. He's a confused Guardian. Ooh, actually not killing it with 3 running attacks, just a sliver of health remaining. Thankfully he goes back and finishes
I think anyway he got a lucky fight because he did not perform any flying attack or those lightning moves.
Brood going with the no looking at the crystal.
Yeah, I saw that.
Getting Pikachu, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now Lucida is about to buy Hidden Body, which is, in my opinion, the best spell in this game.
It's most likely one of the best. It
Yeah.
helps so much just traversing through areas.
The problem is that without that spell, the DLC, the speedrunning the DLC will be pretty inconsistent, I think.
It would be a lot more managing aggro, a lot less consistent for sure. And Lucida is going to be performing one of the newer question mark skips, which is the Royal Wood skip, which used to have a really annoying setup that was barely consistent, but thankfully, having found the plunges, this skip is now basically free. You just sort of walk up to the sledge, turn around, backstep, R1, and you did it. Unless you don't have full control, in which case you need a heavy weapon and you need to roll the full damage.
Yeah.
So now he's going to be buying some blossoms and a Lloyd's talisman. Yeah.
You need
and
one
some
Lloyd. You don't need one Lloyd talisman, but you might buy one because it's a bit faster to.
Yeah.
To
And you have
throw
the
a-
extra souls anyways.
Yeah.
He's going to be using that Lloyd's talisman to put a mimic to sleep, which is faster than killing him. And more comfy.
As you see on Brute's screen, he had to kill the butterfly throwing some bombs because he has no spells like Lucida.
Yep, he didn't go through Griggs early on, so he'll just have to deal with chucking firebombs. So
Now Lucida is about to fight Artorias, which is a straightforward fight, I think.
Yep, one running attack and he's gonna buff.
When he goes to the buff, you hit him twice.
Yep, hit him a bunch, stagger him out of it. And that was a fairly clean fight. Didn't die. That's what matters.
Yeah, but if you're doing a normal playthrough, this boss might be a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, this boss is definitely one of the harder ones.
He loves to jump a lot. Yeah, the bad thing is that he does some certain attack that he jumps 1 to 3 times, like randomly. He might jump once, twice, 2 times, and you have to guess or lose time or lose like a chance to hit him. So it's pretty annoying.
Yeah. So Brood coming up to his favorite boss.
But he's using the red gears though.
Yeah. He is using that, which should make this fight quicker.
Yeah, it's
Really?
2 running attacks.
It's just 2 hits. Yep. Very good.
Now Lucida is hitting to Calamit's area because you have to trigger him before you might encounter him. It's like it's like a sequence. You have to trigger him first, then you gotta run to the divs, get a key, talk to Go, which is a let's call him a sniper with arrows, and he shoots Calamit, and then after that you're able to encounter him and do the real fight.
Yep. You can technically fight him without shooting him down first, but it's a pain and no one does it. So we don't do it.
Yeah. Because we're speedrunners. And we have to do things fast.
Right. Fast. That's a funny word to use.
Yeah.
So
okay,
Brute
now...
didn't take the bonfire, looks like. It's still in RTSR. So if any enemy just happens to wander around, that's gonna be a pain for him. But he's going to be performing the Royal Wood Skip without full control. So you'll see the first instance of rolling through full damage.
On Lucida's side, he performed some skip. It allows you to skip like half of the way through the Manus fight, I think.
Yep.
Oh, he did it.
Like
with the ball.
Yep. He rolled through the full damage, and now he's gonna be buying the Lloyd's Talisman bones, the usual.
Lucida now is in the halfway through the DLC, and he's about in a couple of minutes to pick up a spell called Dark Beat, which is gonna make the run pretty easier from then on.
Yep. Right now he's picking up the Crest Key though, which will allow him to talk to Hawkeye Goth, which will let him fight Calamite properly once again. Brood getting a little clang on the wall in his Artorias, but thankfully he buffed, so the fight was free.
Even that they are using both the Red Crystal Ring for each fight, Brood has a lot more strength, and he's going to this +5. Lucida has only, I think, 27 strength and a +3 or +2 Dragon Tooth, so that's
Sure.
why he takes a bit more time to kill each boss. But the thing about this route is that he uses the Dark Beat, which I mentioned a bit before.
Yep. Which I don't believe Brew will use Dark Bead? Question mark? No, he won't.
I don't know. He didn't level up the
And
intelligence.
yeah, I
Actually,
don't.
he's doing his own route because there is another route which is Catalyst running sometimes called the Moldbreaker, I think, and
Yep.
it's pretty. It's a mix between the old Moldbreaker and the new Dragon Tooth +5.
Yeah, it's it's basically
You,
that.
you use the ESM glitch and the quantity sword glitch.
Yeah, and then Dark Bead. Dark Bead just kind of ruins the game.
Okay,
Brew
so
getting very unlucky on the dogs.
the DLC run through is pretty straightforward. I mean, like without the bosses, like because you're always using hidden bodies, so no one is gonna wanna kill you. But this
Yeah.
part, when he picks up the Dark Beat, is the hardest one, I think, because sometimes they are like a bit weird.
Sometimes the enemies just kind of ignore your hidden body and oh hey, stop.
They do whatever they want. They are like the hosts of the
Yeah.
whole room. Like they may jump to you and kill you in just one hit.
It really depends on how Miyazaki's feeling on a given day.
Yeah, yeah.
So you saw Lucida skip all of the part Brood is doing by using a full control quit out on the elevator. Well, Brood doesn't have full control, so he has to run through. And he falls off, but quits out in time to not die.
The
Meanwhile,
problem, yeah, the problem here
setting up
is
her
that. Okay, so sorry.
Lucida, meanwhile, setting up her TSR for the Manus fight, which is one of the tougher fights to do casually, but should be no problem. Brood trying to
Yeah,
parry the monkey.
yeah. The thing
Decides to
about
give
this
up.
Manus fight
No.
is that he might use 3 different spells, and you have to do 3 different things between each spell. So you might, yeah, and you have like
Yeah.
not much time to react. So you gotta be so fast.
Yeah, Manus has a lot of attacks that can just waste your time, like the rain you saw there. Unfortunately, just nothing you can do about it. And another one, that's really unlucky.
One thing about the DLC of this game is that they decided to do a huge thing with the spells, like they are broken in the DLC. Because
Oh
normally
yeah.
the spells deal like a certain amount of damage, but they don't deal. Let's say not physical damage, but they don't stagger you because they do not drain poise from you. I think. But what happened with the DLC spells that they may stagger you. So I mean in the when you did PvP, those spells were really broken. I think.
Yeah, the
Well,
spells were really
Black
broken.
Beard is really
Yeah.
broken. It's the spell we use for
Derby
the.
just one-shots anything. Brood
That,
taking the beach elevator. You see that he's in standings. What is he doing?
the things that
What
when
is
you run,
Brood doing?
he's afraid of the sorcerer.
But he has hidden body. Does he not have a catalyst?
He forgot to buy the catalyst.
Oh, and he dies.
Yeah, but he's okay. This is tough. What happens there is that part, that bridge, is the hardest part of the run if you are not using the the hidden body, because there
Yeah,
are a
the
lot of
hidden body.
holes, not holes, but cursed holes, I think, or and sorceries.
Well, the monkeys and the sorcerers.
Yeah, the monkeys.
Which are a real pain.
And the sorceress deals a lot of damage. But he
Yeah.
took the shortcut, so he didn't lose a lot of time.
Yep, he only lost basically the death animation, a very short run back. Looks like he's gonna be killing the monkeys now. Very god. I'm pretty sure this is the new speed strats. Take notes, everyone. Kamul, you're doing it wrong. As you can see, very optimal, very quick way to get through
Okay,
it.
so On Lucida, what you saw there, he after he killed Manus, he went to Ghost, as I said before, to Go, as I said before, and he asked him to shoot an arrow to Calamite. So now Calamite took an arrow in the knee, and he cannot fly anymore.
Yes, because dragons fly with knees.
Yeah. So now he can fight him.
Yeah. Brood quitting out on that elevator because that elevator usually comes up with an enemy and also takes a while to move up. So obviously, quitting out is safer and quicker.
Okay, so since Brood doesn't have a catalyst, I don't know how he's gonna get through the humanities enemies. I don't know the name of those bosses,
wouldn't be a problem. The caster at the beginning will be a pain though. Brood getting the rare shield bash.
But it's a huge problem. It's not a huge problem, but he is not gonna be able to buy another catalyst in the game because he didn't free Griggs and he didn't took the bonfire on
he
the.
He can buy one from Ricker on the way to Four Kings, I suppose, but I doubt the hidden body would be any useful.
Yeah, useful anymore. So
it's mostly useful in the DLC, as far as I know.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Capra Demon fight, but it's only useful in the male striker route.
Well, for the lower underberry, he can just equip stone armor and it's fine.
Yeah.
So Lucida making his way through the graveyard into the catacombs. Let's see if he tries the full control, either plunge or quit out. That skip does risk a crash if you do it incorrectly, which isn't as big of a deal in normal runs, but since this is a race and it's RTA,
I don't think he's gonna do it because it only saves like, I don't know, 2 seconds compared to a normal full quit out. Because of the standing animation after the comeback.
Yeah. So he's getting a bit unlucky on Manus, but it was mostly fine. He didn't die. He killed the boss. It's fine. So he's going to go talk to Goff and then fight Calamite next.
Okay, so Lucida is about to perform as I said before, the full control without glitch,
yep.
And he
didn't crash, so that's good. Since, as I said, that fall can crash your game, and reloading obviously takes a load of time. And also will put you at the beginning of the catacombs, I believe, so more running.
As you saw there on Lucida's screen, he had to do a turnaround because of those bone wheels, because they are really annoying. They might kill you, not instantly, but they might combo you because you are out of poise because you are not wearing any armor, so they stagger you with each hit, so you are perma staggered.
Yep, and then you die.
Yeah, and you die.
So Lucida killing the hardest boss in the game, Pinwheel, and then opening his menu so that when he gets the right of kindling, the message saying that, oh, you can use this to kindle bonfire, this just doesn't pop up, which allows him to get on the ladder faster. It's a small optimization.
Yeah, like less than a second. Everyone does it anyway because it's pretty easy.
It's just free time.
Yeah. Okay, so now Lucida is hitting to kill Nita, which is another of the 4 important boss of this game.
Yeah.
And as you can see, you cannot see anything because everything is dark. Normally you may wear a lantern, but since this is speedrun, everyone knows the path to get to the boss.
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward.
Very, very quick route through as well.
Yeah.
Goff is not a boss. No, he doesn't have a boss health bar.
You might fight him. You can attack him and trigger a fight to him, but
there's no point.
Yeah, it's pointless. One thing about the Nita fight is that normally it's not a hard fight because you use hidden body and the skeletons doesn't bother you. But if you manage to do something stupid or have bad luck or anything and you die, it's the worst thing that may happen in the entire run because it's the longest run fall.
It's a very long run. So it looks like he'll be doing the fight with RTSR and his buddy. Ooh. Brew dying to Calamity.
I think this is the first death of Brew, right?
No, he died to do something.
Really?
Didn't he? I thought he did.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
Lucida died in the rafters of Honor London.
Right.
But
Yeah, this might be Brew's first death.
One important thing about the what is required to do this route. I mean, any route is every time you kill a boss, you have to wait to the victory thing there, because if you use a bone or dark sign before the victory thing, it doesn't load how to say this, like if you kill the boss and do it before the thing, the boss kill is bad.
If you bone out before the victory achieved message appears, the boss kill doesn't count, so you'd have to redo it again. But obviously you want to bone out as soon as possible because it saves time. So it's not really risky if you know the timings, but you can mess it up and be forced to repeat a boss.
The thing is that if that happens to you, you have to do the whole run back and kill the boss again, because you need to kill the boss to complete the run.
Yeah, you need to actually get the message to pop up, or at least get the souls, which also signifies the boss is dead. Through not getting caught by that somehow, that grab attack.
Yeah, pretty lucky.
Yep, and Lucida making his way down to the depths.
Okay, as I said before, now the run turns into like a sorcery run. He's using the Dark Beat spell, which is the most broken spell of the game. It deals like infinite damage.
It can like 1 or 2 shot most bosses, especially these ones, because these are early game bosses, and you're not supposed to fight them this late in the game. But since they just skipped past them by doing, the Qualag early with the Master Key on Brood's side, or the Sense Gate skip on Lucida's, they just didn't fight them until now, and now they're really over leveled and over geared. So even without RTSR here for Lucida, this should be a very quick fight. And Brood successfully getting lower bird skip, not losing a record pace to it.
It only took him 3 shots to kill the Gaping Dragon without the Red Tearstone Ring.
Yep.
Because that spell is broken. Okay, so no. What we're gonna see on Lucida's screen is what's called the Blightstone Skip.
Blightstone Skip.
Which in my opinion is the hardest skip nowadays, because the Plunge Attack changed the skip and the Fire State skip is easier and blah blah blah. I think, in my opinion, this is the hardest skip, because you have you have no time to react. I don't know if you have no time, but you have like really small time to react, and you have to have a lot of visual cues to, not a lot, but certain visual cues to perform the glitch properly.
Yeah.
So what happens here is that the Blightstone and this area are merged together somehow. It's like they are the same.
They're not really merged together, but they're like New Londo is right above Blightstone, so by going out of bounds with Seal Skip, which you've seen before, and going some slightly other direction, and dropping out of bounds into nothingness, and basically quitting out as you hit the ground of Qualag's domain, you can just skip the entire Blightstone. And this doesn't actually save that much time, as far as I know, but what saves time on this is starting with Fire Moves instead of Master Key. So you don't have to, you know, grab them or buy them at the Crestfall Merchant for a bit of chaos. Have them.
No, you don't have to go to the merchant actually, as I said
Yeah.
before, to buy the key to free Greeks.
Yeah, that. Well, no, because you kill the merchant. That
No,
also.
but you
Yeah,
kill him using the bombs. If you pick up
Yeah.
the master
Of
key, you
course.
wouldn't have the bombs, so you have to
Yeah.
go to talk to him.
And then also you don't need to buy the bombs at Crestfallen Incense Fortress for a
The
bit of
prob
chaos.
The problem with the Blightstone skip is that it's pretty sketchy. You have to you have to be standing in certain place to run like a certain distance, perform
Yeah,
a jump,
it's
and
very tricky, and
yeah,
it's it's very
it's
tricky that there's not
yeah,
much more to say.
everything calculated.
But Lucida nails it first try, so easy game. And he's gonna stagger Quillag by hitting her body with the
Yeah,
Dark
with
Beam.
the dog pit.
As the routes are too different to really say who's winning. I believe Lucida's ahead because Brood died so many times.
Yeah.
He died in
Hitting
Painted
flag
World as well, right?
on the chest reminds me to the couple mage.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay, so
If
Brood
it made
doesn't have
Bomb
full control, so he cannot do the same as what Lucida did, but what he can do is something pretty similar. The difference is that you don't fall from the same height, so you don't have to take lethal damage. It takes like, I don't know, 5 more seconds, maybe 7, I don't
It
know.
takes a bit more running around, but it gets the same job done basically. So
Yeah.
it's okay. And
What he can do is perform a plunge on certain ledge and do the trick, but if you die, you might lose a lot of time, so...
yep. And again, there's the risk
There-
of crashing, so he's not going
Yeah.
for it.
And the crash issue.
Yeah. He missed a move slot before Pinwheel, but recovered fairly quickly. And Lucida now onto the Isil segment, which, if you remember, Brood did very early on. Yeah, Lucida is gonna have a lot more damage between the Dark Bead, the lots of intelligence, and the Red Tearstone Ring. Meanwhile, Brood's Nito fight will look a bit different. He doesn't have the Dark
Hidden
Bead,
body.
obviously, or Hidden Body. So he's going to be equipping some armor and just not setting up our TSR, tanking through the skeletons and just killing Nito.
Yeah, if I'm not
his way through.
wrong, the stone that set the stone how it's called
Stone armor.
yeah, the stone armor, it's has the highest amount of poise, so
Well, it's not the highest, but it's one of the highest, and it's
it's
up,
not the highest.
and it's
Well,
on the way.
yeah, it's on the
I'm
way.
pretty sure Havel's is the highest.
Ah,
but
yeah,
it's
I always
ages.
forgot about Havel.
Yeah, no one ever grabs Havel's.
Yeah, it's pretty ugly actually. So, well, wearing that set makes the fight much easier because you can ignore the skeletons.
Yeah. So yeah, Lucida has Hazel's left, and Gwen and Brood has to do this and 4 Kings, so it's gonna be pretty close. We're not going for the swag plunge to cancel the full damage. Gonna heal instead. Disappointed.
Yeah, anyway, you gotta wait for the boss. Because normally you don't want to fight the boss like...
You don't wanna run towards the boss right away because you will aggro the big skeletons and they will mess you up. No matter the poise.
Yeah, because they are huge.
They're huge, they have huge weapons, they swing at you. They're not
It doesn't
nice.
care about you, even if you are wearing a stone armor.
Yeah. So Lucida's on to Centipede Demon and then Bed of Chaos. Meanwhile, Brood getting the bent jump. Holy!
Yeah, that's what's awesome. So
What?
that
What
jump
a god.
only saves like a little.
It saves like
bit
30
time.
minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a bit tricky because you gotta be pretty precise to perform it.
Yes, Brood only has 4 kings and 1 left.
Didn't he? When he no? When did he kill Windling? I didn't see the Windling fight.
Killed him was well, he killed Priscilla,
Ah,
I believe.
I'm gonna check it. Was before Priscilla, after straight.
Yep. Yeah, that's the usual order since it's the same bonfire.
Yeah.
And with DD
No,
plus
but
5,
since you have warp at that moment you may warp after because
yeah, obviously,
Windling
but
it's really near the bonfire, so it doesn't matter actually if you warp from anywhere.
well, yes, but you save a warp by doing them like that. Yeah, he does Gwendolyn and Priscilla early to get the red Tearstone right.
So something we didn't explain before. To reach Bed of Chaos, you gotta run through a bunch of lava,
Yeah.
and the problem with that is the dinosaurs that are among the lava tile.
Oh, yeah,
You gotta.
that's...
The problem with these dinosaurs is they are a bit tricky. I don't know how to say this, but they jump a lot, and sometimes you don't know where they are gonna land, and they may land on you.
They
So
do a lot of damage, their hitboxes are broken, it's a mess.
it's a senseless enemy. You never fight them. You never want to kill them.
Yeah.
Never nothing.
Never.
So what we do there is we
Bruce
take a
is
certain path through the lava. So you aggro them in certain positions, so you don't take damage from them, and you may pass through them.
Yep.
And after the lava place, you reach Bed of Chaos, which is not a normal fight. When I say it's not a normal fight, I mean, of course, he's a boss. He has a health bar, but you don't kill him as you normally kill any boss. Well, actually, this boss fight is much more like a maze, in my opinion, because what you gotta do is go to one side, kill a box, I don't know, a thing, a flashy thing. Go to the other side, and kill the other thing, and after that, you're gonna able to get through that hole and kill the boss. But the things that to reach those flashy things that you have to kill, it's pretty impossible because the floor falls down and he brings up other arms with fire, and he sends firestorms and a bunch of things, and you get killed many times. So what happened is that someone created the Toki Bombs trick. It's not a glitch. I don't know.
It's just a clever use of the game mechanics.
Yeah,
Just aim at this specific spot, throw a bomb, and somehow, just manages to hit just enough. So they're both in the final stretch, and looks like Brood has won this, but I just cursed him with Commentator Curse, so, you know, just don't die to win. That's all that's left.
Yeah, because if he dies to win, probably he's gonna lose the one. Okay.
Most likely.
Yep, they are pretty near, actually.
They're very close. So this should be 2 riposts, unless you want hands like that. Yeah, Brood didn't 2-hand before riposting, so it will take another parry, I believe?
Yeah.
Maybe not. No, it didn't actually. Wowie.
Whoa.
Guess I don't know anything. Yeah, so that's
He
GG.
failed. He failed one rip. One. How it's that
Parry.
called? Not parry. Yeah, he failed one parry, but he had enough health to.
It's always 2 riposts, I see. Yeah, GG.
Lucida,
That was a very close race,
yeah.
even with all the shenanigans that happened, with Lucida dying on rafters, Brood forgetting the catalyst for his body.
Yeah, yeah, Brute forgetting the catalyst. That's
That
pretty
was
bad.
pretty good.
I almost forgot about that.
And yeah,
Yeah.
Lucida should have a very smooth fight. It should just take 2 dark beads.
Yeah, but it's only one parry because the amount of damage that Dark Beat does.
Yeah.
Because
It will
it's
stagger
staggered.
Gwyn's. So
one shot.
very 1 and 2. And that's the game. GG. Only what, like a minute slower-ish?
But Lucida only died once, right? As I
died-
can recall. On the rafters,
died on
or
the
did he die?
rafters?
Or did he die after that?
I'm not sure actually. I don't think he died. Did he?
Not-
I feel like he did, but I'm forgetting.
as I remember, Brute died on Priscilla because of the crowd pump.
Yep, died on Priscilla. He died on.
Calamite. And he
Calamite.
died on before Manus because he forgot the catalyst.
Looks like we're gonna be getting an interview
Yeah.
with the runners. Come on, Brood. Get in there. Hello.
Hello.
GG on the run.
This train wreck.
How's that catalyst?
Yeah.
Oh!
Hey,
Hey, awesome, man. I'm such an.
So Lucida said
That's a
that
very
you can
close
catch
race.
up. Brute forgot to buy the catalyst when he bought the hidden body, so he had to do all the things without the hidden body.
The stone
Well,
armor
get this
strat for the.
The stone armor almost worked.
He died on the
stone
bridge
armor
after-
and then the killing everyone. That was wonderful.
Bro,
I love
if it makes you feel any better, I died to the painting guardian.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
He got.
N-
Yeah. he
Was
got
that
the
your
back
only
in-
death, Lucy?
What was that?
Was that your only death on the painting guardian?
Yeah, that was all.
Dang,
Oh.
I think.
very nice.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure it was. I can't think of any other time he died. But I was mostly making fun of Brood, so I didn't.
Valid reasons. Oh my lord.
Oh, Actually,
What
Brute,
happened?
Brute tried to cross the bridge using the stone armor, and he got wrecked by the monkeys.
And then he
Yeah,
showed us his parry king.
Bro,
moves
you're such a
right there.
legend. That-
The parries.
That was
Yeah.
wonderful.
Oh, God.
After that, he decided to kill the monkeys because he couldn't get through the bridge.
Yeah. It was like I was there my first playthrough all over again.
Yeah,
This was a
that-
glorious
didn't-
race.
Who won? Who won the last race? Pink versus Kata.
Pink one, I believe.
Oh
If
wow!
Chat is
Nice.
to believe.
GG Pink.
GG. Yeah. I still don't understand why I died from the drop. It doesn't make any sense. I don't. I really
I
don't
think he
understand.
bounced off, off the head.
Yeah, but it's like but it's like the same distance though, right?
I believe this is just speculation. I don't actually know the maths behind this, but I believe the game still counts you as falling when you bounce on an enemy's head. So just that extra time midair counted as extra falling.
Oh yeah, that actually makes sense.
Well,
I'm
at
not
least
sure if
it
that's
was in
how it
painted
works.
world, so the runback
Yeah,
was...
the runback wasn't as bad as dying.
No,
rapid.
but no, definitely. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah,
No.
Did you get vacuum backstabbed or?
yeah. that was about it.
Yeah, I could have avoided it pretty easily, but I just kind of accepted my death there. I almost killed on the ladders. I got 2 knives, but I survived it. Then
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
You had to
I-
take
I
some
started
rest.
running.
God.
Anorlando didn't like
I
you.
think that death made you be much more secure because you took the peachy bonfire before the sanctuary garden.
Hey, that peach bonfire. Did you see it? It was necessary. I would have died otherwise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But the main problem with that is that you are not wearing the red Tearstone ring, so the fight it's
Yeah, I was like,
It was a bit messy.
yeah.
I mean, that was almost an intentional RTSR in the fight, right? That's what happened.
Yeah, almost.
Absolutely,
Almost.
Brood, what is your IJT?
1:20:11.
Oh, 1:19:30.
41 seconds. Yes. I'm like a bit over a minute real time. That was a super close race. That was really fun.
Dude,
GG's.
like every second, that like from Kings on out, my heart was like going like crazy. It didn't. It just kept bouncing. It was like even when I did the last repost on green, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna lose this in like 2 seconds. Oh no.
I genuinely thought you screwed up by not two-handing the Dragon Tooth. I didn't.
Oh no. I knew you can one
Yeah.
hand it. Yeah.
I didn't. Like, oops.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No, I know. Anyway.
Hey, Brood, why didn't you do the planche attack before the Hydra? You
Yeah, you
got
scrubbed.
scared.
Because I was actually really scared. I was not kidding. I'm really scared of plunges, man. It's insane. I can only do it with fall control.
Yeah, I know, but you're forced to do plunge attacks on this route because of the skid later on before Artorias.
Yeah, but that one is easy. Like the other ones are hard.
I think this is pretty the same. It's you gotta roll in the same moment.
Oh yeah, but it's like much tighter. I feel. Also, on top of that, like I didn't really practice, and I was like, yeah, I can do it, but then I'm gonna die anyway. So.
You know,
So you're
it's
saying
much
you
better
just
to be
didn't
safe
prepare.
and sorry in a race.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh
I mean,
well,
you didn't fail the manliness test on C-Slash, so
that's something.
Right.
thumbs up. You didn't do manly drop on Duke on the Crystal Cave, though.
Yeah, but he did the blind bomb throw on the crystal.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You are forgiven.
yeah.
Then like the Dutch matchup
Yeah,
face of like with pink.
But anyway, you made the race without buying the catalyst. It was the best for me, I think.
Oh,
It was like,
stupid catalyst.
why he's not using hidden body? And we said like, did he buy the catalyst?
When I was like at Manus and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pre-menu everything. I'm just gonna like check, okay, like Dragon Tooth here, catalyst. Wait.
Oh.
Where's the catalyst?
Oops.
And the thing about
We
that
were
is
so
that
confused.
you didn't take the bonfire on the sanctuary, so
Yeah.
no
Yeah, that
more
was good.
catalyst.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks for the.
May I be excused? I would like to go watch another race right now.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Alright.
sure.
There is another race right now. It's between Captain
Yeah.
and Astrid. So we hope
Yeah.
everyone
Oh
goes
wow.
in that race.
Yeah.
That'd be really interesting. I think they're about the same place right now. It seems.
Yeah.
Almost.
Right.
But yeah,
Well,
good race, bro. That was really,
Yeah, it was a lot
really,
of fun.
really good, really close.
Yeah.
Best.
GG's, guys.
Alright, thanks for commentating, thanks for watching, and thanks for
Yeah,
race. Alright, see you guys later. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
See you everyone. Bye.